Welcome to the live music showcase right here on WMNF. I'm your host for today, Ed Lehman, and in the house we have Brain Emoji, which we're going to ask you about that name. But why don't you go ahead and launch right into your first song? So tell us what you're going to do.
Well, typically we do a lot of improvised music. We're going to start with a motif, a lyric in a song, but we're just going to take it where it goes and listen to each other and have some fun today.
Sounds good.
We've been waiting on a timeline that don't exist. Everybody's searching now in case you miss. But we don't want to wait too long, so why don't we go out with a bang? Yeah, a bang, one big bang, yeah, bang. We've been waiting on a timeline that don't exist. Everybody's suffering now in case you miss. But we don't want to wait too long, so why don't we go out with a bang? Yeah, a bang, one big bang, yeah, bang. We've been waiting on a timeline that don't exist. Everybody's searching now in case you've missed. But we don't want to wait too long, so why don't we go out with a bang? Yeah, a bang. One big bang, yeah, bang. We've been waiting on a timeline that don't exist. Everybody's searching now.
And live here on the Live Music Showcase. Brain Emoji. I'm going to ask you about that name momentarily. Ah, there. I jumped the wagon there. But sounding great, gentlemen. It's Brian. Live here on the Live Music Showcase. And I'm hearing my own voice being Brain Emoji. I'm going to ask you about that name momentarily. But anyway. So, a lot of words that seem to have been used when I was looking you guys up was experimental and improvisational. And when you guys play together and there's a lot of improvisation going on, how do you know how to mix it up and when to come in and out? And
it's all really just feel, I would say, Ed. A lot of what we do is just listening to each other is the biggest part. I would say when it happened, when I'm ready to do that, it's when I get bored. So I'm either caught doing something that I can't find my way out of, and I'm looking for a way for them to bring something new out of me. And so that might be a reason to switch. But we don't do a lot of, we do verbal cues sometimes live on talkback mics so that we can hear each other without the crowd hearing us. And sometimes we'll do that and we'll have just laughter and stuff. But a lot of that is just to say, all right, let's completely go somewhere different now. And we don't really talk about where we're going to go necessarily, but we get there really quick. Or if we don't, it stays awkward, and that's an aesthetic in itself for us.
Yeah, the inspiration can come like a wave, and sometimes you got to learn to just surf the wave, and you'll ride it out, and other times the wave crashes over you, and you don't really know what's going to happen. But that's kind of the beauty of this band that me and Mike started back in, was it 2018?
2018 is when we started, yeah.
And the goal was to do something completely free, no form, no songs, nothing. Just every time we go up and make it up on the spot. And now it's kind of evolved into a little bit of a band. We got consistent members, and we have albums and stuff, but that the whole approach and the idea is to kind of be in the moment. And sometimes the moment is dull and boring, but sometimes the moment can be beautiful. So you just have to be open to it and letting it happen.
Sure, and in your first song, I was never bored at any moment in that. That was fantastic, and some of the effects that y'all did, especially on guitar, Joe, that was just stunning. So why don't we go into another song, and we'll have a couple more questions for you later.
All right, cool. We're just going to make this one up as usual.
And you're listening to Live Music Showcase featuring Brain Emoji today with wonderfully improvisation, improbable. I can't spit it out. What's up with that? Some wonderful improvisation. There we go. And loving the groove that y'all are putting out there this afternoon. And the question I meant to ask y'all, Brain Emoji. Tell me where that name comes from and why that name.
Mike's dad.
Yeah, my dad named the band. My wife, before we were married, walked into my family's business, Dunedin Brewery, and he happened to be there at the front door, and my wife walked in with a beanie on her head. And so he looked at her and he didn't recognize her, and he was sitting there with Joe and me talking, and suddenly she walked back up, and he's like, "Oh, Hunter, I didn't even recognize you. You didn't match the emoji in my brain." And we all kind of looked at each other like, "What does he mean by that?" And so that immediately was like, well, that's what we're calling our band. Because we were actually playing that night just as an improv idea, but we didn't have a band name at that time. And so that ended up being the brand. But Brain Emoji, it kind of is like, an emotional appeal with the mind. So it's a match of intellect and heart. So I feel like we play a lot of heart, but everybody in the band is bringing together their intellectual skills. So it's kind of a mashup of those two things.
Excellent. That makes sense to me. And I love it. So, Michael, why don't we go ahead and introduce the whole band, starting with yourself, and tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Mike Bryant. I play keyboards, sometimes samples, sometimes guitars and noise. I'm from Dunedin, so North County, Pinellas. And, we've got Joe Marcinek over here on guitar.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, so my name's Joe Marcinek. I'm from Chicago, and I've been touring down to Dunedin for over 10 years now. And one of the main reasons is this guy over here, Mike Bryant, and the beautiful Dunedin Brewery, where I've been able to play so many times in so many different contexts. And one of the most amazing things is Mike gives complete freedom to the artists who get to go play there.
They do have a great sound, man. Chris Fama, shout out.
Fama ding dong.
Yeah, and so that's kind of how this project started. Was I'd keep asking Mike to sit in, and so it'd be a song, and then 2 songs, and then it became a set, and we started just like jamming all the time. And so that was that first night was, let's just do a night of all improv. And I think, Vinny, you were on the first one, right?
I can't remember. Maybe.
I believe the first one might have been with Tucker and Vinny.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then, so over here on bass, we got Vinny Svoboda.
Yep. My name is Vinny Svoboda, Bay Area bass player. Sort of from St. Pete, I guess. I live in St. Pete. And then we got Jamie on drums.
Hey, yeah, what's up, y'all? I'm Jamie Newitt. I'm the only guy that's not. Oh, actually, no. Sorry, Joe, you're the Chicago guy.
Out of towner.
Of the Florida guys, I live in South Florida, so Fort Lauderdale. But I'm originally from the great city of Wilmington, Delaware.
Ooh,
so, power fact.
Power facts.
Delaware in the house. Yeah. And I've been playing at the brewery a ton over the years, and with Mike and all these guys. So, when it came time to kind of become a unit, obviously I was on board, and we're doing the thing.
We're doing the thing.
We're doing the thing.
Jamie, while we've got you talking with us,
Yeah.
I understand you have a special nickname.
Do I?
Do you?
A nickname.
I mean, over the years, there's been plenty.
Well, okay. So what we discovered is somebody nicknamed you Tiny Blips.
Oh, yes, right. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a self-dubbed nickname, I guess.
That's actually a lo-fi soul project that of Jamie's solo music.
Yeah. I have a solo project called Tiny Blips. So
There you go.
yeah.
Okay. That's where that comes from. Great. So I might remind listeners that we're streaming live on Facebook, so you can see exactly what's going on, see the band, and hear it at the same time. We'll be also uploading the entire episode to YouTube after this afternoon sometime. So why don't you all give us another song?
Yeah, and thank you guys for all you do, playing original artists all over. That's really cool. There's not a lot of places to hear new original music, so thank you for doing this and letting
Indeed.
bands come in and streaming it. It really means the world to us, so thank you.
100%. All right, this one has no name because we're gonna make it up. Yeah, let Jamie kick a beat. call that one Keep Talking.
We can handle that for you. This is the live music showcase here on WMNF. Brain Emoji performing some ultra groovy grooves this afternoon. Really enjoying the show today. And might mention we're streaming live on Facebook. You can watch it live, and later we'll also have it up on YouTube. And stay tuned. At the top of the hour, you can also continue on Facebook because we have bonus content. We love doing that. And we'll have that for you, and you can keep grooving for just a few more minutes after the top of the hour. So why don't you tell us where folks can and hear you in the Bay Area here perform?
Yeah, so we typically play probably only a handful of times a year. They typically are here in the Tampa Bay area. You can find us at Dunedin Brewery this weekend. We're playing a show there on Saturday evening at their Spring Beer Jam, which is a annual music event. There's a bunch of artists showing up. There's local artists and there's artists from out of town. We've even got Oteil Burbridge from the Dead & Company, formerly of the Allman Brothers, performing this weekend. So go to DunedinBrewery.com and you'll find all the info you need there if you want to look up more.
Sounds good. Joe, you also have your another project, a band that you have other people come and join you with?
Yeah, it's similar kind of how this started. So I've been doing my project about 15 years now, just called the Joe Marcinek Band. But I never have the same lineup twice. So somehow over 15 years, I've been able to continually evolve it. And that's what brought me here to Florida and connecting with all these great people. And kind of was... Brain Emoji feels like a little side kind of appendage that grew off and now has kind of flowered and become its own thing. Because same with Mike had a bunch of different bands and kind of similar concept of these different lineups and heavily improved. And so, yeah, it was interesting to see how these worlds kind of collided and then have evolved. And me and Mike, we have just such a good time just kind of like brainstorming ideas, and it's a lot of this crazy stuff will come up. Like we did a show, was that last year with the Whale?
Oh, the Whale performance?
Yeah, we had someone come read Moby Dick on stage in a whale costume.
While Jamie was playing palm fronds that we selected. It was quite a performance.
So it almost becomes like a challenge of like how creative can you be and just free yourself and free your ideas so it's such a beautiful thing.
And hopefully encourage other people to be free like that with their fun,
Well, the one thing I did notice, I think, Michael, you mentioned that there was a lot of heart in what you do. And what I also see is when you all are performing, there's joy. You have that connection, and you find a great deal of joy in what you're doing in the moment. And that comes out, I think, in your music as well. There's joy there.
That's good to hear. Yeah, we're definitely joyful up here. If we're not joyful, we're having a bad day, and we're probably playing some metal or something like that, like getting just really rowdy. But yeah, there's usually a lot of joy in the room with us.
And that's the beautiful thing about music is it lets you get your emotions out, and emotions, energy, and motion, right? So if you're feeling happy, it's going to naturally come through, or if you're mad. And it's such a beautiful creative outlet that we have, because most people don't have an outlet for their emotions. So encourage everyone to pick up an instrument.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's hear another tune.
All right.
Vinny, you got this one? This one's called
You guys want to get ethereal?
Let's
I'm gonna let Vinny get ethereal here for us.
All right, let's do F major.
listening to Brain Emoji live here on the Live Music Showcase here on WMNF. It has been an absolute pleasure having y'all play for us this afternoon. Just remarkable music. I really, really enjoyed it. And I need to give credit, though, where credit is due. This show is made possible by some very dedicated volunteers. Our sound mixer and chief engineer is Mark Perfetti, Pamela Robinson, and Jerry McGowan as audio assistants. The director for video today is Lisa Reuter. On cameras, we've got Ike Sarge, as we like to sometimes call him, and Alexis Thompson and Phoenix Page on camera. Board op is Charlie Cushins. And I might mention that this show on Facebook will continue after the top of the hour, and the band will play on. And we also encourage you to send questions to us. We have like a little segment we like to call AMA, Ask Musicians Anything. In this case, it could be Ask Michael Anything. And we like questions really weird. So send us your questions on email at dj@wmnf.org. And after the next song, we will ask those questions as some bonus content for you. So why don't y'all take us out with a final song?
All right. It's 5 minutes of silence. No, just kidding.
Wait, a Philip Glass or something in there?
Yeah, it's a new Philip Glass. It's out of the archives. No one's heard this one before.
You've been listening to the sounds of Brain Emoji here on the WMNF Live Music Showcase. We do have a listener comment and a question. Comment from Jeff. He says he's in Tampa and he says, "These guys are incredible." Amen to that. Have they ever thought about doing the soundtrack for a movie? I think they would be awesome.
That sounds like a great idea. We would definitely probably have fun with that. Maybe we should do a show where we have people vote on a film and then we play the music for it.
That would be really interesting.
You know,
It's a really great idea.
instead of us having to worry about picking the right song, the right movie, let them pick it.
Great.
I've always wanted to do that. That's something apparently like Miles Davis used to do that. Like set up and just play to improvise to like a film.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. I used to, I'm sure a lot of people did, but put the TV on mute when I was a teenager and would play my, music that I love, which is hip hop and punk rock. And sometimes it would always sync up just perfect with the energy.
Sounds great. Also, another comment was definitely sounds like the music from WMNF's Step Outside program for Mr. Mark Perfetti. And I'm sure he would agree, right? Yeah, I think he would.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that will wrap up our show for today. It's been Live Music Showcase. I'm Ed Lehman. Pleasure to be with you. Next week, we've got Julie Black coming in, so be sure to tune in for that as well. And once again, thank you, gentlemen, for bringing us some joyful improvisation this afternoon. And that's our show for today. Be good. Go see some live music.